This edition of TMA's Farm Margin Talk. This is Devin Schierling, Grain Marketing Manager for TMA. So as we move forward another week, there's a lot more optimism in the air based on market rallies and then the wonderful beneficial rain we saw in the majority of our territory here in central Kansas. So just like the rain improved our attitudes, the recent rally up in the marketplace has also improved our farm margin potential as well. So looking for October the 14th, 2011, our farm margin index once again shows black numbers throughout the entire index, with irrigated corn leading the way at $320 an acre and wheat making a nice rebound up to $37 to $40 an acre, depending upon your situation. So once again, for those of you who want to see how we came up with these numbers, this is the micro details behind that. And moving on to a conversation that we've had several different times on our farm margin report, which is your harvest price calculations and where we're at and what that means to me. So remember that our harvest price is the October average for corn of the December futures, or for beans the November futures. So right now we have a base price of 601 and the harvest price 50% through the average is at 616. So we've seen an 18-cent increase in our average from last week to this week, and in beans we've seen a 36-cent increase. So the question is, what does that mean? So for corn, if you've already received your claim based on the base price, you would be looking at 15 cents times your 80% policy times a 90 bushel APH, if that's what you had, at a $10.80 per acre additional crop insurance payment to be made. So these are real numbers. We need to do what it takes to manage those. If you have questions, feel free to contact us. So when you look at these two pictures, what do they have in common? At first blush, it appears to be very little. One's an acreage report on the left-hand side that shows history, and the other is a credit report. And so when we look at these things, one's a currency for your revenue, and the other is really your borrowing capabilities. And so it's important to manage this concept, and for our producers to manage their APH. So when you look at a 40 bushel APH at an 862 base price and an 80% policy, that means you're guaranteed $275 an acre of revenue. If you maximize what you're doing and you have a 50 bushel APH, you're looking at a $344 an acre revenue guarantee. So if you take 344 less 275, you're looking at a $69 increase of guaranteed revenue by improving your APH. Now you can't do this overnight, but what it's important to do, and especially on years like this where money's tight, we came off two poor crops in soybeans and corn, managing your APH is your currency for revenue. We need to think about that just like we manage our credit report. So what crop nutrient decisions are you making? A lot of people are talking about with the failed corn, what nutrients are available for their soil. Make sure you get a hold of your field marketer to make sure you're making the right decisions to managing that APH and maximizing your production, whether that be with top dressing as well. And then management procedures. Don't forget about this crop that's growing out there. So make sure you're making the right plant health decisions to really maximize those yields. So what's going to move us going forward? The name of the game lately has been acreage report. Acreage. How many acres are planted? How many are going to be harvested? How is that going to affect our supply and demand situations? And then demand. Whether that be through the export market internationally or domestically, how are our demand sources going to react to the USDA numbers that just came out this week, and what is that going to lead for values going forward? So those are some of the major margin movers as we see it right now. For more additional information, feel free to contact your TMA grain marketing or crop insurance specialist. Thank you and have a great weekend.